Hey friends, so today we're talking all about sublimation tumblers to be exact. I am going to teach you how to design your own sublimation tumblers completely from scratch. If you are new here, you are crafting with Kim Byers. Let's go. Okay, so number one, let's start with one of the most commonly asked questions when it comes to sublimating tumblers. What size does your design need to be for a skinny 20-ounce tumbler? The answer is actually super simple. It's 9.3 inches by 8.2 inches. Do not leave me yet just because you got that answer. I'm going to show you a template, a simple template that will make this process so much easier for you. It'll be so much easier to design. So let's go ahead and pop into my computer and let me show you what this is all about. Okay, so here we are on my computer and we are using two things today. We are using Creative Fabrica and we are using Canva. And so I will put links to both of these down below. But Creative Fabrica is a website with thousands of designs on it, templates, fonts, all the things so that you can design on your own. And so for this, we are actually going to use this make your own 20-ounce skinny tumbler template. So you can either purchase this, or if you want to get a membership to the site, it's $4.95 a month. It is worth the money. I use it all the time. So this template is going to give us a straight tumbler, a tapered tumbler, and 3 mock-ups. So if you think you might want to sell your tumblers for the upcoming fourth quarter, this is a great tool to have. So let's go ahead and hit download. So it's going to come in as a zip file, and then you're just going to want to unzip that file. And so now you're going to have two things inside of that. You're going to have a thank you note, and then it's going to give you a tutorial on how to use this Canva frame, and then it's going to have a PDF version. So what you want to do is we're going to double click on that access. It's going to say thank you, and then you're literally going to click on this link, and this link is going to open up Canva and open up the template. Now, if you don't have a Canva account, you're going to need to sign up for one. It is free, but you're going to need a Canva account for this to work for you. So you can go ahead and say use template, and you can, if you have the app already, which I do, I have it on my Mac. So I'm just going to say yes, please open it in the Canva app. Okay, so now that our template is open, let me show you what you get with this template. So if you go into the bottom corner, you see this little grid view, you click on that, you get 5 things. You get a skinny tumbler straight, you get a skinny tumbler tapered, and then you get 3 mock-ups. So if you were going to sell your tumblers, this would be a great package for you. So let's go ahead and just close that view so we can see the skinny tumbler, the straight skinny tumbler. So before I use any templates, when I purchase a template, I always duplicate it so that I don't damage the original template and I have to download it again. So if you go into the upper bar just above your design, duplicate page. Okay, and so we're going to do the same for our tapered. We're going to duplicate that page. So now we have basically our template, and I'm just going to name it template. And I'm going to go down to this one, and then I'm just going to name that taper template. And so that way I know I'm not going to, hurt those in any way. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is I want to tell you what this means. So you have this image on this, and anytime in Canva you see a little cloud and green grass and a sky, that is telling you that a photo can go in that place. So it's basically going to snap the photo to that shape. So if it's a circle, it's going to be a circle. If it's a square, it's going to be a square. So this is what they just call a photo template. So what we want to do is if we go over into our designs, and these are things that I have uploaded. We're in my upload section. I have uploaded a couple of patterns, and I've actually put these patterns on to tumblers already. So and I'll put that video up above if you want to learn how to actual application to a tumbler. So this pattern is absolutely adorable. We are going to pull it, drag it over, and see it's popped to that photo. So now when I print this, it's the perfect size for a tumbler, and that pattern is going to print off on that sheet perfectly for my tumbler. Is that not great? That is so simple, right? So if we go down to the taper, let's go to our one that we duplicated, we grab that same design, and so I just clicked on it and it popped onto the page. Well, all you have to do is you grab it and you shift it until it pops into the photo place. It is Literally that simple. Okay, so say you don't want to use that pattern, you want a different pattern. If you double click on it and you detach that image, then you're going to be able to delete it. Okay, so now that we have our design, our pattern, which is absolutely adorable, let's try a second design. And I also made this tumbler, but let's go over into our patterns. And this pattern is actually in Canva. So if you searched orange gingham pattern, it's going to pop up as an option. So let's grab that. Once again, it popped right onto our template, but let's shift it so that it snaps to the photo. So there we go. And so now let's look for another element to go with this. So if we look for fall wreath, I think that would be great to put our monogram into. And so you see graphics, photos, videos. And if you go into graphics and you hit see all, it's going to show you all the frames that Canva has to offer. Now, if you see this little crown, it's a pro, which means that you have to have the paid version to be able to use those elements. But do you see this one right here? It does not have a crown. It is not a pro, so that means it's free and you can use that for free. So let's grab that, and now it's on our gingham, and we're just going to drag it at the corner to resize it. And so now we can then place that. So as you shift, you see what that did? It tried to snap it to the photo. So if this happens to you, just go into the upper left corner and undo. Okay, so sometimes that will be the case, which is kind of aggravating, but I have a really easy fix for you. So what we can do is we can just copy our little wreath, and then let's delete it. And then we'll go up above, and so you see this one, add page. So it's just a page, it doesn't have the photo template on it, so we're just going to paste our wreath. And so now you can shift that wreath around wherever you think that you might want it to be. And I want mine to be kind of in the bottom lower corner. So then I can take that, copy it once again, go back up to this one and paste. And look, it's in the correct location on my template. The next thing that we want to do is either choose a font or a monogram to put onto our design. So I'm going to use a font, and so we're going to go into text. You just want to add a text box to your design, and then you can choose from all of the fonts that are in Canva. Now there is a way for you to upload fonts, and I'll address that in a different video, but you can use all of the ones that are available in Canva that do not have the little crown. But we're going to just use this one just for the fun of it. And I am going to make this for my mom, so we're going to use an M, and then you can either drag at the corner or go up and change your font size up top. So the other nice thing that I love about Canva, it's truly one of my favorite things. Actually, there's two. Do you see where there's crosshairs over this? It's telling me that my letter is perfectly centered in that wreath, which is just so simple. It's a drag and drop kind of thing. The other thing is if you go up into colors, and again, love this feature, photo colors, it's telling you the colors that are in the design you're already working with. So you don't have to try to worry about matching designs. You can literally choose another color that's already in that palette, and it's that simple. So I think that I am going to go with this really dark color. I think that looks beautiful. Okay, so design is done. The next thing that you need to do, which is fantastic about Canva, is you need to flip the image before you can then print that and then sublimate it onto a tumbler. So if we look at our designs, let's just go back to the grid view, and we have this design. So you can see it was as simple as dragging and dropping it, but now we need to flip that before we print it and sublimate it. So when it's an image like this, it's so simple. You literally go up into the top left-hand navigation and hit the word flip, and so now you're ready. You print that out, and then you can sublimate. But if you're using something like what we just created, so we're using a design, we're using an element, and we're using a font, it's a little bit more complicated. Now the pattern will flip. You see flip is here. The wreath will flip. Again, it's a photo, so it's going to flip. The font, on the other hand, will not flip. So the way that you correct this, or the way that you can do this, is we'll go ahead and download this design to our computer, and then we will upload it. So over here in uploads, we will upload that design back into Canva. And when we upload that back, now it's a photo. Okay, and when I made this for my mom a couple weeks ago, I did use a different font for the M, but I brought it back in as an image. And so when I click on this, you see I can click the wreath, everything, it's all one piece or one element. So I can go up into flip and then flip that. So it's super simple. If it's just an image, you can flip it right in Canva. If it is a multitude of things, including a font, you will need to download it to your computer and then bring it back in. Okay, so we're not done yet. Say you want to sell these tumblers in your Etsy shop for the fall season and make a little extra money. Let's do some mock-ups for your shop. So again, just like before, we want to duplicate that page so that we don't damage our template. And then let's pop over. We don't want the reversed image. We want the original image, right? So for our pattern, that's simple. We're just going to drag it over. Look how great that is, guys. You can see all sides of your tumbler. It is perfectly snapped to the tumbler. I mean, it's so easy. It's so easy and it looks so great. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Let's go back up here and duplicate our template again. And so this is the one that I uploaded before we reversed it, right? So for our gingham, just going to drag that over and look at that. Look how great that came out, guys. So now you can even see the little monogram. How fun would it be to sell some of these in your Etsy shop? But now we're ready to print both of these and sublimate them. So let me show you what these two cuties looked like when sublimated. Okay, a quick look at it coming off the printer. Now remember, sublimation prints are muted until the heat is applied. So I think it looks really great. So you see our edges there, we'll just need to trim it down to put it onto our tumbler. I was just so happy with how these turned out. I kept the Halloween one for myself and I gave the other to my mom. Okay guys, if you like this video, I hope you will subscribe to my channel and stick around for my next video. See you there.